The Rippafest continues. Fans of the Rippaverse all over the United States of America and beyond are celebrating their favorite Rippaverse characters. Last time I took a look at Keenan White's covers that he has done for various releases from the Rippaverse. This time I'm going to take a look at another fan favorite, none other than the one and only Will Conrad. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Studio Jake. I am, of course, your host, Jacob Airy. Welcome back to the channel. Will Conrad has illustrated Gooding the Polymath for the Rippaverse. He is an incredibly talented artist, and if you are interested in checking out his art, you can find it on his X profile or Twitter profile, whichever you prefer. It's at Will Conrad, just his name, and he has some incredible images there and illustrations that he's done, not just for the Rippaverse, but beyond. Well, I decided to do my own look into Will Conrad's art. And similar to the Keenan White video that I did, I'm going to take a look at Will Conrad's covers for the Rippaverse. And again, I want to stress that just because I rank them a certain way, it is according to my own personal preference. I'm not at all saying Will Conrad's art is terrible in the lower tiers that I am doing. I am simply ranking them based on my own personal favoritism. That is all. So with the Keenan White video, I did it series by series. I'm not going to do that this time. Will Conrad has not done as many covers for the Rippaverse as Keenan White and a few other people, but I wanted to highlight all of them. Now, I'm not doing any of the omnibuses or collected editions. I am just doing single releases. All right, starting this out, we are going to put The Great War of Separation, Issue 3 as bronze. And this one has not been released yet. It has only just been announced, really, and I'm excited for it. The Great War of Separation, of course, by Chuck Dixon and artist Joe Bennett, has been such a thrill. It is a war themed sort of story that includes superpowered people, or Excepts as they are called in the Rippaverse. And let me tell you, I love this cover. It really showcases Will Conrad's design scheme. He is very good at character designs in particular, and I love it, especially with sort of the Planet of the Apes theme going they have with the giant gorilla in the background. I think that that looks really neat. I think that looks really cool. I'm excited to see how it displays the storyline of the Great War of Separation and how this connects to Brian Solari, of course, the leader of the Alpha Corps. Coming at the silver medal, we have Yaira #1. Yaira is my favorite character within the Rippaverse, so of course I'm going to highlight her character. Will Conrad does an amazing job just highlighting what a femme fatale, what a warrior woman she is. And I really like Yaira not just for being a femme fatale, but also the backstory given to her by the Twisted Twins themselves, the Soska sisters, and of course by artist Deborah Carita. It is a fantastic story arc. It is one that you don't want to miss, especially if you're into characters like Wonder Woman or the X-Men Storm. Yaira is the one for you. I keep saying, man, Twisted Twins, why are you giving Yaira so much hardships? Because it just feels like one after the other. She doesn't just go through superhero struggles, she goes through personal struggles as well, as you can see in Yaira #1. It is off to a great start. And with #3 coming out and the definitive Yaira coming out soon, I think it is going to be a blast to see where she goes. And this cover by Will Conrad is definitely a good teaser into the beginning journey of Yaira. Now, not only does he illustrate one of the stories in this one, he also did one of the variant covers, and that is for Saints and Sinners #1. This is a collection of short stories that features the Soska sisters. It features company founder Eric July, as well as several people like Az from Heel vs. Babyface, like Mahler, like The Critical Drinker. It's got a bunch of short stories from them that all take place within the framework of the Rippaverse. And Will Conrad's cover is one of those stories. It's about an archaeologist who they wander into a lost temple, but they certainly find some crazy shenanigans and supernatural shenanigans going on. It is a fantastic collection of short stories, and Will Conrad really captures just the dark nature of the story and how it all comes together. He does an amazing job crafting this. It looks fantastic, and you can really see just the darker tone that he takes with it, how he really emphasizes each character with their expressions, with sort of how weathered they look about being in the situation that they are in. And I love it. I think that this cover definitely needs to go in the gold. It is one of his best. It is a top-notch cover. It is all-star cover. I always use that expression because I'm from the 90s. We always heard the term all-star, and Marvel and DC were always doing all-star Batman or all-star this character. And so I always say all-star, but this one, I definitely want to capture just what an all-star image it is. So yeah, I'm definitely keeping it in the gold. As we go into platinum, I will then reveal my S tier, which are my top three, which will be blatantly obvious, but I definitely wanted to highlight the Horseman, Welcome to Flores Park. I love this cover. Horseman, of course, again, returning to Chuck Dixon and Joe Bennett. The two of them are the dynamic duo when it comes to these kinds of stories in the Rippaverse. The two of them work very well together, and that's not to insult other writers that Joe Bennett has worked with or other artists that Chuck Dixon has wrote alongside, but the two of them just have a really good synergy on the Rippaverse, and that's what makes the Horseman so special, and that is what makes this cover by Will Conrad so special. It really captures him, and that's why I'm putting it in platinum. It is a fantastic cover. It really captures the essence of the Horseman, and it really nabs you and grabs you where you want to go. So yeah, so just to recap, we have at the bronze, The Great War of Separation #3. At silver, we have Yaira #1. At gold, we have Saints and Sinners. And then at platinum, we have the Horseman, Welcome to Flores Park. All right, and now for the S tier. These are my top three covers. I'm so excited to talk about them. First off, we have Gooding the Polymath. Now, not only did he do this cover, he also did the interior illustrations, the artwork, and it just matches so well. This is an incredible cover by him. And of course, Gooding the Polymath is written by the Bloody Red Baron himself, Mike Baron, creator of Nexus. He wrote a lot for The Punisher, and the two of them work really well together in this story. I really think that Mike Baron's story is very thrilling. He's really good at kind of writing these more isolated characters. Not to say that Gooding is isolated. He's married and he works with Isom and Sidney Bloodruth, but just as sort of a lone hero, he's sort of a hero for hire, if you will, and he does an amazing job being a hero for hire. And I really love how Will Conrad captured him, his genius, how this character works well together. And I would love to see Gooding appear in more. Of course, he had an appearance in Bloodruth #1, but I do hope that he has more appearances in the Rippaverse. He's kind of, in my humble opinion, one of their underused characters, and that's why I placed him in the S tier, because I would like to see more of him, and this cover is one of the reasons why. We have Yaira #2. Now, I loved Yaira 2 even more so than #1. It just built on what the Soska sisters, Jen and Sylvia Soska, had built in 1, and this cover really nabs it. This is a phenomenal looking cover. It just blows me away at how well it is done and about how it captures Yaira's essence as a super woman, as a heroine, and I think it is fantastic. It is just blow me away amazing as far as its design, and I really loved it. I look forward to seeing more. I hope Will Conrad does more variant covers for Yaira in the future. Not just for Yaira, also I hope we see him do another Gooding one. I would love to see him do more Yaira. His artwork on that is fantastic, especially on this cover. Last, but definitely not least, we have Isom #3. I love the stance Isom is taking. This is the flagship character of the Rippaverse, created by the company's founder, Eric July, who I mentioned earlier. And by the way, Eric July created a lot of the characters on this list, just other writers he has entrusted with their backstories, with their future stories and whatnot. But Isom is one of his. Isom is fantastic, and I love how this cover just captures the strength of Isom, just how powerful he is, how a great superhero he is. I just think it is phenomenal. I think he did an excellent job on this one, and I hope that Will Conrad returns to do more, like I said. So my top 3 are Gooding the Polymath, Yaira number 2, and Isom number 3. Great work. All of these covers are amazing, but those are definitely my favorites. And let me know which ones are your favorites. Would you put them in a different order? I would love to hear. Let me know in the comment section. But yeah, Will Conrad is a fantastic artist. I'm so glad he's working with the Rippaverse. Check out his other stuff. I mentioned his Twitter X handle earlier. It's at Will Conrad. So definitely head over, check out his work, and also pick up his works at the Rippaverse. If you're curious where to start, with the Rippaverse, you can start at Isom number 1, but if you were looking for more of a standalone story, I would pick up Gooding the Polymath. The reason being, Gooding is sort of a standalone story. It takes place before the events of Isom number 1, so you can get that, and that can be your good Will Conrad gateway into the Rippaverse and beyond. Don't just stop there. Explore the Rippaverse, check it out. You're going to have a good time. And I really hope you've enjoyed my look at Kanan White's covers. I really hope you loved my take on Will Conrad's covers. The Rippafest is just getting started. I can't wait to see what other creators are going to do. Creators like me who just love it. I'm not an artist, otherwise I would have entered the art contest, but I am a long-form content creator. That's why I have this channel, and that's why I decided to use this opportunity to take a deep dive into my favorite things about the Rippaverse. If you like that video, be sure to give it a like, share it out to all your friends, leave me a comment, tell what you think, and subscribe. If you're interested in supporting my channel, head on over to my new website. The link is in the description of the video. It's studiojakemedia.substack.com. I've got all kinds of amazing articles there where I review all of the releases of the Rippaverse. So you're definitely going to head on over and check those out. I think you will enjoy it. I've reviewed all their comics, all their graphic novels, and I will be working on their omnibuses and collected editions as well. At that same website, there's a conveniently titled Buy My Books section. It's where you can pick up 1 or all 4 of my novels. They're all available on Amazon, so I hope you buy them. Leave me a 5-star review. It really helps out small indie creators like myself. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time right here on Studio Jake.